Madonna, that looks so nice, so nice. Amy gets all of the good gigs. Be going there soon, I'm sure. Now, back to here in our studio, and our guest co-host today is not only the founder of a wonderful company, she is also the president of the EO chapter of Dubai, and the founder of Fruitful Day, a company that's dedicated to delivering health, happiness, and wellness through fresh fruit snacks. This is Marie-Christine Luix. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me today.
No, it's such a pleasure. So EO, tell me about EO, because a lot of people, I've heard about it.
Yeah.
It's a global initiative, right? So tell us about that, and how did that help you start your thing here?
For sure. So EO is a global network of entrepreneurs. We have about 18,000 entrepreneurs globally in over 60 countries, over 220 chapters in the world. It's a nonprofit, and it's really all about unlocking the potential of entrepreneurs in whatever chapter you're part of in the world. For me, I started my journey about 7 years ago, so my business was much smaller, and it's been just like the best thing I ever did to join the organization of other entrepreneurs. We really go what we call 5%. So, amongst all of us, we kind of always talk about the 90%, but we don't go deep. When you're having trouble with cash flow or people or whatever it might be, often you feel like you can't open up to others, and EO provides that confidential environment where you're working with other business owners who you really learn from.
So with the Dubai chapter, how many people are in the organization?
So 18,000 globally. Here in Dubai, it's 165. 35 of us are women. We have members who are 20-year-olds. We have members in their 60s. We've got about 30 plus nationalities, so quite diverse.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Marie-Christine, I have to ask, at what point would an entrepreneur want to be involved in the network that is EO? Is there a particular point in their journey that they should approach and be involved?
There are 2 points in your journey that you can join. So the first is if you're scaling your business and it sort of fits in the $250,000 to 1 million mark, we have something called the Accelerator Program, which is really structured to help you scale. Talks about people, cash, strategy, execution, all those important pieces you need to get right in order to scale your business. And then once you've hit the $1 million mark, at that point you would be eligible to apply to EO. So everyone that's in EO has a running business that they themselves run that generates at least $1 million.
And is the application process grueling? Like, what is that process?
No, it's not super grueling. Obviously, we double check that the person is running a business that would apply, but it's also about the person, right? This is a place that we want to come, learn, grow, and you need that sort of like-minded people in order to bring the magic out.
Nimi's asking for a friend.
Yeah.
Trying to get
Yeah.
some of the
Yeah.
details. I wanted to ask you, how does EO empower and connect people and entrepreneurs here in the region? How does it go?
Yeah, sure. So there's a few different things that that for me have really made a difference. The first is learning. So we really have world-class learning. Here in Dubai, for example, we're having Alex Osterwalder, the founder of the Business Model Canvas.
Okay, cool.
He's coming in January, but also on the global scale, there's a lot of learnings you can attend. For example, I've been to LBS,
Yeah.
I've been to INSEAD with EO, which were super, truly unique opportunities. Then there's obviously the networking with everyone based around the world. You can connect wherever you have an interest. We have a global leadership conference each year.
Okay.
Last year it was in Singapore. This year is actually in Honolulu in Hawaii. You can
Nice.
imagine people are pretty excited to go. And the last is growth. I think what EO does, it kind of holds a mirror to you as an entrepreneur. You become a lot more self-aware, and that allows you to grow both personally and professionally.
True.
And I like the way that you're really pushing the female initiative as well. That's really, how do you actually push that and help that grow?
Yeah, sure. I mean, my own personal story is I started my business in 2015, Fruitful Day, where we started as completely female shareholders. Even today, I have a 75% plus female management team. So it's something
Nice.
that's very near and dear to me. As an organization, EO has a Women of EO group, so we're like a little tribe within the tribe of female entrepreneurs that support each other. I think there are a few things that are unique to being a woman, whether it's balancing motherhood and business, or sometimes we come up against imposter syndrome, these sorts of things that I think we can really connect and help each other with.
And Fruitful Day, I want to know more about this.
Yeah.
And Maria, I must say I'm a little bit disappointed there's no fruit, man. You didn't like, what's happening, man?
I'll catch you tomorrow.
All right, cool. Wicked. So tell us about that business.
Yeah, so I started Fruitful Day in 2015. It's a fresh fruit and healthy snacking business. And we're really trying to promote wellness within the office. So I came up from a corporate banking background. I've been in Dubai 18 years now. And in those first years in banking, there wasn't really a lot of health in the workplace. So I felt like there was a real opportunity to start a company and to try and encourage employers to do better for their employees, because we matter, right?
Yeah.
And looking after those that are working for you is so important. And so that's how Fruitful Day began. Obviously, COVID hit us in 2020, so we had to pivot. All the offices were shut. And so we started to delivering direct to home, and today we have a much stronger business because of it. So we deliver both to homes and to corporates, but always bringing health and happiness at the forefront.
I like that. What? Go ahead.
We were discussing earlier about just Dubai, just the infrastructure, you know, that we have available to us, whether you're a local, whether you're, you know, an international entrepreneur. Can you discuss your own experience with the infrastructure within the city to actually help entrepreneurs grow and upscale?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I just mentioned I've been here for 18 years, so my first job was in the DIFC. This makes me seem kind of old, but when I was there, it was only the gate building, right, when I started. And by the time I left, like, I was just blown away by how many buildings. You go back today, I barely recognize it, right? So the pace of growth in Dubai is just phenomenal. And I would say the same thing is true for entrepreneurship. When I started my company in 2015, a lot of stuff was still paper-based. I couldn't completely own the company on my own. Fast forward 10 years, we as shareholders completely own that company. In fact, I had to open another trade license this year, and it was so much faster, it was cheaper, so much had been digitized. And I think, you know, with D33 and this very ambitious agenda of doubling the GDP by 2033, I know the city will innovate, and I'm sure in 10 years it will look even better. And so I'm excited to see where it goes.
I wanted to ask you about some of the challenges that you faced and how did you overcome them as well? Starting your business.
I think in terms of setting up the business, in the beginning, I think the challenges are about, you know, you only have a certain amount of capital to start your business, so you have to decide where to allocate it. And so for me, it was really about getting the fundamentals right, because you're trying to build something that can last, right? It's not like a job that you come and join for a few years. When you're starting a company, you're dedicating yourself to it. So what I mean by that is, from day one, making sure that you have the right trade license, right? If you're thinking about your business being in certain activities, then you need to make sure that your trade license allows you to trade or to act in those activities. So the first is investing in the right trade license. The second is things like shareholders agreements. I know that you can download one offline or do whatever else, but for me, that was something that was so important from day one, especially when you have partners. You need to make sure you're set up for success. And then the last is trademarking your company name, right? Again, if you're building something to scale and to grow, these fundamentals become really important. So I wouldn't say it's a challenge. It's just like a question of where you allocate the capital and how you start. And for me, those were super important.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, Marie-Christine, we're so happy that you're here because you really sound like you know what you're talking about, which really, I feel like I've upped my knowledge already with you. So please do stay with us as we have more and more guests joining us. So the question is, how difficult is it to set up your own business in the UAE? Well, we have an expert to answer all of your questions straight after this.